can use my intelligence, and I have an expertise die. Cool. Just throw out an engineering check because that's already set up with the expertise die.
Yeah, that'll do it. You managed to keep the cart from getting crashed into, and you watch as they go across the road, narrowly missing your vehicle in the process. And however, this was the final bit that they were able to hold on for. And you watch as they're bucked off of the back of this horse, which then stops around, and they kind of skirt off into the bushes and run away. The two goblins disappear into the wood line, and this horse is kind of just stamping around, saddlebags and stuff on it. I could get an animal handling check from either of you to try to calm the horse down. Leaf as well would be possible for this.
Yeah, that's not a very good check for me. I don't know about Leaf, but...
Do it! Do it! You never know.
4.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I use my inspiration to let her re-roll that?
Do it!
Oh,
Yeah. You can do that.
yeah, she does that.
Oh yeah. Do it. Re-roll that. Yeah!
Better.
Okay. For a moment, it looks like it's about to rear up and hit you, but you manage to be able to fasten onto its reins as he calls out, "Grab its reins, grab its reins." And you take that quick bit of advice and manage to calm the horse down. You now have one more riding horse, and in its saddlebags is... What's this? And two... There we go.
Oh, nice.
Ooh,
Precious climbing.
That's gonna be useful for mountain climbing.
Like, she flies, so somebody else can have it.
Hey, it's good to have. Oh, well done.
Yeah.
Very impressive, yes.
Hey.
All right. So when we last left off, the heroes had left Hearthvine with a heroic party just to announce their adventures into the country of Avia. Things started off pretty simple, filling up carts and taking the open road south to the Gilded Gulf. As the plains took on their golden hue, a steady stream of heavy snowfall began to create evidence of tracks and other people in the woods other than yourselves. A mere day after travel, Tirana came back with an animal that had been riddled with arrows. Something that had not been hunted for food or even for sport, but something that had been killed for getting too close. Figuring out that it was likely goblins, and that there might be a sizable amount of them nearby, you followed Tirana with Gwen out into the cliffs to seek out this stray goblin encampment. Cack and Leaf stayed with the caravan, riding down an open road further south, while the rest of the party trekked up into the snowy hills, coming across the site of what had once been old and ancient ruins, perhaps even goblin ruins. But as they were now nothing more than crumbling stone, the flickering fires that came from within were immediately suspicious, and you were confirmed quickly that there were indeed quite a few goblins encamped here. You realized that they were searching for dragon eggs, and that they had splintered off from a much larger group. You decided to challenge this person, finding their close proximity to Mont de la Cache and Killamstead to be a matter for concern, especially after you had heard rumors that there had been a dragon egg that had landed in that very area. Deciding to get ahead of this, you went one-on-one, Nina being your champion, and their boss with a large shotgun being theirs. There was trickery on both sides, but in the end, you both managed to keep your trickery hidden, with Nina coming out on top. Zale, could I get a... well, actually, I would need it from them. You said you wanted to try to grab the goblin when they surfaced, right?
No, I'm leaving him be. Seems like they won, so
Gotcha. All right.
I'm just moving on to the tents.
In the large main tent, you peeked inside and realized quite quickly that there was a prisoner, lone, tied up to the central post of this large encampment. The other ones had just been mostly bedrolls and eating equipment. This one had stood out. They're unconscious and haven't noticed that you're there.
Or entering, just to be cautious, so he will check for traps.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Uh, 33. Natural 20.
Yeah, you realize that there's a bit of a hidden pressure plate underneath the floor, and that stepping on it, that directly over your head, pointed down, are two large blunderbusses that would have shot right into you if you hadn't noticed it. You step right over it rather easily. It's the only trap.
Ian's paused. So I'll step over it and you will check out the goblin. How's his injuries? Look at him.
Looking at him, he looks like he hasn't eaten. He looks kind of malnourished, but he has no physical injuries.
Okay. And he's blindfolded or just gagged? Or...
He is neither of them. He's just tied up behind. He's just currently unconscious, sleeping.
Gotcha. Zell would very much just kind of snap his finger in his ear. He's like, "Hey, wake up."
He eyes kind of lolling a little bit, drowsy, looks up towards you, and then as he sees that you're there, his eyes widen, and he goes, just takes a sharp intake of breath.
He Zell puts up a finger up to him, to shush him. Do not scream. But why are you here? Why do they have to be tied up here?
They think I know what dragon egg is.
And do you?
He goes tight-lipped and his eyes kind of like narrow a little bit.
Listen, you're in a predicament all tied up. And you definitely see I'm not with them. I can get you out of this, but you gotta tell me the truth.
Give me a persuasion check.
Would this be considered negotiations?
Not in this case.
Gotcha. So just 31.
He nods and says, "You seek dragon egg?"
I do.
You free me, I can help you find dragon egg. Yes.
Answer. Can I answer check in?
Yeah, go ahead and give me an insight check.
Okay, very low. My pass is 23, so I don't know what that matters, but yeah.
He is lying about something.
That's something.
You definitely get the feeling he's not being honest.
Yeah. I am going to cast. I do, because that's one of the things. I'm gonna like kind of walk on like beside him, and as I'm talking, being like, "You're not telling me the whole truth, friend. Not make me really want to trust you." And as I get out of sight, I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts on myself.
Okay. Gotcha. His surface thoughts are maybe if I give him something, anything. Sometimes they like the vague stuff, but I don't know. I can see what I see, but that doesn't mean that I can. Surely there's something I can do. Turn this to my advantage.
So, listen to him. Kind of gets kind of behind him at this point, and kind of just like talks to him from behind, not giving him like a video, and saying, "Listen, I can leave you here. For most of it, my friends are gonna leave these guys who are tied up to on devices. And I could just leave you here with them, tied and dragged as you are. Or you can help me, I can free you. The choice is yours. You could either be a free person, or still be the captive. But if you soon, you better be honest, or I shall leave."
What's the duration of this spell, by the way?
It is 1 minute.
Okay, so I thought.
Concentration.
Good. Perfect. we will get back to this, because as Nina beat the goblin boss, you ended up seeing a bit of an argument suddenly happen between several of the spectators, all right? And you hadn't quite noticed it, but there was clearly some sort of divide amongst them that up to this point had just been waiting for anything to break it. As you had spoken to the goblins at the gate, you had noticed that they had been speaking about how they had left a larger group and how they had already had several people dwindle out and leave themselves. And they were skeptical about whether or not they were going to find what they had been told they were going to find. Now, seeing their boss beat and not having found what they thought they were going to, they kind of argue for a moment, and then a couple of them say, I'm going to be the new boss, but then none of them agree on that, right? And one of them says, the giant one that just won is the new boss. That's how it works. But then none of them agree with that, because they're like, we left hobgoblins for a reason, right? And so they eventually all decide that they're going to leave. One of them steps forward and says that if you spare their boss's life, right, they'll give you the stuff that they've stolen, but that they're all pretty much just going to go their own ways. And they kind of look at him like with a bit of like this is all you got for like taking us this far, but none of us are going to follow you anymore. And a couple of them wheel out, go to grab a couple of the things that they had taken, and the rest of them, as they do so, walk up towards the camp with you. During this time, Zale has been missing, and as you guys have mostly congregated back towards at this point, you can hear the sounds of a conversation happening up in the larger tent. And the goblin boss goes, well, I suppose we have to let Craven go. And they say, maybe. Or we could just leave him there. A couple of them like shake their heads about it, and Gwen gets this look on her face, and she's like, you have a prisoner here. One of your own. They go, nah, not like us. And they say, no, he's not like anyone. Weird, strange one. And useless. And they all spit, and Gwen just clenches her jaw, and you see as her weapon at her side glows with this golden light, and Zale, as you're wrapping up this conversation, or just getting ready to goad him out like this, you can still hear his thoughts, all right? But you watch as suddenly the bindings that have been holding him turn golden, and then they dissolve into nothing. And he pulls his arms around and he looks at you like did you do that? His mind says, all right? And then you see as Gwen walks in through the open tent, and
Watch the trap. He says.
Yep. She hold up, I've got the thing for it.
She just deflects everything. What?
As Gwen starts walking over to the tent, Nina would kind of look at the goblins and say, "The strange ones are the most useful. They have the talents that nobody else has, dumbasses."
Yeah, this would be great if she had that one.
Oh, shit, she doesn't- She can't speak goblin. Sorry, forgot about
Oh,
that.
wait. You would if you'd asked. I was just be like, good job, Nina! They're your new cohorts. She would have cast tongues on you.
And then by that point, Sarma would just mention they're willing to give us the things. Seems like they want us to go all their own separate ways. As long as we spare the boss there.
And drag your tokens all towards the camp.
Because in her mentality, you're like, wait, Nina defeated them. Clearly, she needs to address her new army. She would have casted tongues just solely for that purpose. But she doesn't know what's going on behind the scenes. But, whee! Hot. Azoo.
Oh, where's it going?
Quinn wants nothing to do with these
Yeah,
guys.
Back to back.
Oh,
Don't worry.
shit.
Stop!
What happened?
The power of a saint is too strong.
She's no clipping through the map. Oh no. Why is she T-posing?
An ancient technique.
Also, she would have put a hand on Zarman's shoulder, looking to where Igor was, and be like clenching her fist. Something happened. I don't know what.
Well, I'd imagine Zarman on the way over here would have picked up the saddle that was tailored for him. If I get 10 minutes, I can bring him back.
But I was.
You wanted to protect Nina.
I have a very good. Like, I was watching the whole match, and I had a very good calculation of how much damage that bear would have done. Something doesn't add up. But anyways, where the I just start speed walking after Gwen. Oh man, she's walking fast.
You guys all pretty much got up towards this camp. There we go. Gwen heard the goblin and what essentially was the one that had tried to say they were going to be the leader but then didn't. And immediately upon realizing what they were saying, walks past out into the back. And before she's even gotten to the tent, you see within Zale as the bindings glow and then disappear, and you can see and hear the rest of your crowd, your party and the other goblins approaching from outside as suddenly the goblin in front of you, there you go. I'm gonna get rid of that thing for a moment, mess my stuff up.
Quinn destroys the tent in righteous
I know.
fury.
Righteous rage.
No,
But,
there is no trap.
She's about to step right over the trap.
He does this. Watch out for the trap.
Takes one steady step right over it as you say so, and she sees the goblin with their bindings undone, and then nods to you, and she says, "Oh, very good," and then steps back over the tent, over the trap outside of the tent, and leans her head back in to look at you and says, "The rest of the party is just outside."
And kind of, at that point, he kind of just looks at the goblin. Seem not very normal people. I should really just ask you to be truthful with me.
That's what the biggest liars always say. He thinks to himself and then says, I am being truthful with you.
Mm-hmm. You're lying. You're not telling me everything. What is this thing you can see?
His eyes widen, and then they narrow, and you hear in your mind, "Trespasser, go away." But this time, it doesn't feel like you're reading his thoughts. It feels like he's encroached in. I need a wisdom saving throw. As he delves deeper into your mind.
Yeah, she would have stepped into this tent just curious, figuring out what the fuck's going on.
You see this goblin staring up angrily at Zale.
I just counterspell it. Is it a spell? Or effect?
I mean, he's already cast the spell, so. I mean, no. What I'm saying, like, is he was already under the effect of detect thoughts, and so you can't counter a spell that's already going. You would have to dispel it.
So I guess he using
reprogrammed
goblin
me.
shits. Yeah,
He's just trying to delve deeper now.
Ah, gotcha. Okay. Okay. So it's a stealth check, right?
Wisdom saving throw to avoid getting delved onto.
Yeah.
Intelligence check to dispel magic up.
Yes.
Just like I
And
know
a third
her.
level spell slot.
Mhm.
I will.
Actually, if it's a dispel magic, there's a higher level than the spell you're dispelling. It's automatic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will.
He's like, you cast this on me, it's a two-way street, buddy. It starts
No,
delving
two-way
into your
street.
mind.
Yeah. I'll do a check. A testing check. Basically, probe back at him.
Oh,
It's this
wow.
thing.
Of course the wizard would do the sexy mind games with the goblin.
So this will be. It'd be the same as the saving throw, so I'm triple saving throw. What's my things all active? But no. 19.
Okay. You managed to keep him from pushing into your mind. But he. Alright, yeah, that ends the effect.
And now I believe Zale's gonna try to probe back into the fucker.
Yep. He's trying to probe me, I'm gonna probe him. But in that case, he needs to make a wisdom saving throw, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. 17.
DC 17 for Zale.
Mind games, man, mind.
As she does that, as she's staring, she just whispers over to Zarman, "Can you ask them where they found that crystal?" Pointing to where the bear was, and like Rue would have she was interested in that, so I think she either is picking it up, or I think she was gonna cast Legend Lore on it. I forgot, but Rue's probably looking investigating that crystal.
Zarman will address the crowd as that's going on of the whole. Where did that crystal come from on that bear?
From Craig Terra.
Said a creature. Oh,
Hmm.
good. Where would that be?
You not want to go to Craig Terra. We leave there for a very good reason. You not be able to take on hobgoblin bosses. No way. Where's the thing? Okay. It's not a big thing. Okay, I'll just do manually. What's the DC?
17.
17.
Oh, yeah. It's excited.
Gotcha.
Alright.
And spell ends at that point because I pushed, but if it fails, ECC ends the whole spell. So spell ends and
Well, now he has to make an intelligence check to be able to end it. He's just now
gotcha.
remarkably better at. And yeah, that's a success. So you have both pushed each other out of each other's minds. And he looks at you and goes, "Petty trick."
You're definitely not normal.
Who are you to call me not normal, Pale Eyes? So what now? You let me go? Kill me? What?
He kind of folds his arms behind his back as he kind of like looks at him. I don't wish to kill him. To be honest, your ability is interesting to me. And you're definitely not like other goblins I've met.
If you think I can help you lead to Goblin Place, then no, I cannot. Dreams don't work that way. There are no maps.
Insane.
Is he speaking out in common?
He is speaking in common.
Are you speaking of the spirit world?
Potty popped her head up.
I know, yeah,
Yeah.
she's been watching you guys, and she, like, poked in and out. She's like,
I like the idea Hanu is poking her head in this entire time, probably isn't even aware of the trap.
well, no, yeah, she's just like, yeah, poking nuts, yeah, she's still staying out. And it's like, well, here's the thing. She had her bird out, and she was commentating and, like, a Midori between her and this bird. I see a battle of minds right now. Doing the anime commentaries, they're looking at each other's like, right at each other's eyes. But anyways, yeah. Still poking her head in.
Yes, the spirit world.
see.
Me and my sister, we both have gift to walk.
I, if anything, have many questions I would like to indulge you, but you seem to be having to deal with quite glancing, like gesturing around to the goblins. Some holdups. What is it that you're looking for in general?
They think I can lead them to Dragon Egg because they think it make them strong.
Ah,
Be able to resist being part of Hobgoblin clans.
but what is it that...
They do not like Grim.
What is it that you wish to do, though? I mean, if anything, I see you walking free now. So, where to now?
Not no one free.
This is very true, but at least not captive under them.
My sister is still there. If I am free, then I go back. You not stop me.
We are not stopping you. If she is capable, I know how it feels to be trapped in a cave, forced to give visions out. I don't want anybody else to do this. So tell us how we can help. I am a seer.
Want to help?
I do. Natural curiosity aside, if you're able to gleam into the spirit world, that should not be contained and forced for others to use. That is an abuse and a corruption of the essence of the dream.
Persuasion check.
What type of check?
Persuasion.
Persuasion. Well, with this also, I got persuasion and peacekeeping and seeking help. Would this be under any of those?
I'd say peacekeeping.
Okay. I will guidance, so that'll be a d6. I will channel divinity.
Is it everything I got?
Well, that's one thing. I don't know how to like present it in a way that I could use wisdom, so I'm just doing my charisma. Ha! 16.
You rolled a 14 and you rolled a 6 on the d6. You wouldn't have had to re-roll that.
Oh, okay.
So you'd got a 20.
Okay. 20! Yay!
Nice. Okay, so, he nods his head very slowly, takes a look back at you, Zale, takes a step away, and then says, "You are strong if you beat Goblin Boss. Maybe useful. You help me, then you will find Dragon Egg. I cannot lead you to new one, but there is one already known. Grim has it. And he believes that he can hatch it early. My sister, she told of him another way."
Grim. Is that the leader?
Hobgoblins. Hmm.
So Pace is kind of looking around.
Okay. Seeing things have kind of turned, she's gonna motion Zarman over and just under her breath tell him very quietly, like just a quick update, simple, and kind of steps aside. You know,
Could you lead us in? A way to get in there that would not have us face thousands.
Away. Maybe one, or small like me, but you're all too big.
Looks over, up towards the massive behemoth of a Gina in a ghillie suit standing up, the fire kind of crackling behind her.
looking picturesque for potential goblin chief showing off. No, follow me.
Only way in, get captured. Or storm gates. How strong are you?
Fair.
7,000 strong. Perhaps more. Time has gone since we left. More come every day.
Numbers are big up there. Why are they
Grim.
gathering?
Grim had many followers for his own reasons. But now that Grim have dragon, his strength is uncontested. Goblins look for a new goblin king. Hobgoblin may be good enough.
Does, this Grim, does he have any well-known enemies? Or is he just that much of a righteous ruler nobody questions him?
Because I know Grim never lost. That's why he chief.
She just looks slowly to Zale and taps the emblem.
Mm-hmm. No, he at one point when he's talking, at this point now, he has it on transmitting, so everybody's listening to this conversation the entire time.
Yeah.
As he begins again, he says, "Does Grim have any other second command or anything? How is it structured? This command?"
Honestly, I feel like we are getting it into a better position if we actually bring him to somewhere warm and some food. Sounds like a good discussion to have.
So,
Yes.
Luxing nods his head. We'll discuss this back with our clients at our camp. Because we can't let this thing looks to Han at this point, like straight in Han's eyes. We can't let an army build up in Allville when there's already a war going on.
Yeah. Well,
It needs to be stopped.
exactly. Alright. Taking a step. She will ask him if he needs any, like, a cloak or something, or if he's fine walking outside.
He would accept the cloak, then look at you like very like critically, it seems. Then say,
Spirit world, very dangerous place. Be careful. Even with gift, it's hard to walk. But Craven is very tired.
Yes.
Eat and sleep. And then I will tell you everything you need to know.
Very good. I'm glad we were able to meet to help each other out. Come on.
We lead each other to our deaths.
Well, sometimes idiots are able to do extraordinary things because nobody expects us to. Think outside the box. You don't know what will happen, so don't write us off too fast.
And at this point,
Yeah,
So-
and then at this point, Zarman's been like going with the arrangements through with these other goblins out here.
And they pulled out a cart and like a whole wagon that they've got. All right. And it has all of this in it.
Ugh.
7,000 strong and growing in the fucking center of Hallville.
You know, just the usual.
Fuck. That's like sounds like he doesn't show it, but his questioning, if anybody knows him, is him panic. You know, he's calm, he's collected, talking. He's
Yeah.
like, "We need information." That's bad news.
He's having like battle simulations go on in his head. She just nods at that and be like, "Just wait a second." Alright, just
Oh
check.
damn!
Oh.
Ooh, out of the sky. Man, we need her to infiltrate a fortress.
Don't worry, we got Nina. We put a head of the sky sign.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, Nina had disguised as us captured. Yes, and a wagon full of rum barrels, dude. Explosive? Anybody?
Yeah, it's...
So we're just gonna send Nina in disguised as a very tall goblin.
yeah.
Yes.
No,
A
that's
hobgoblin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our hobgoblin. I feel like she'd still be a very tall hobgoblin.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be the best.
Okay, I have it all written down somewhere else. We can divide all that later.
Awesome.
Alright.
Alright, you guys hit back up onto the road. The rest of the goblins scatter, but you're able to have him ride on the same horse with you, Hanu,
Mhm.
small creature, and you guys make your way back on.
Yeah, after Zarman spends 10 minutes to bring Igor back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As Craven's just like getting ready to like just eat and shit, she's just gonna stare at Zale with a shit-eating grin as we're walking, and she kind of steps behind so there's some distance between us and the group, and be like, "Yeah, no, it usually takes you a long time to warm up to somebody, but yet you were so enthusiastic about getting to know our new vampire. What's up with that?"
He tilts his head. What do you mean by that?
No, I'm just
Face like
very
deadpan.
curious. Yeah. You really didn't talk to anybody else these last few weeks, but better know our new recruit right away.
Huh? He questioned like, I talked to Gwen
Uh-huh. Yeah, you didn't talk
and
to
Cal.
You didn't talk to Kelly, and she's like right there in the workshop.
I talk to Kelly all the time. We're working together.
Oh, yeah, but she's not a vampire. Do you have a biting kink?
What?
No, I think you have a thing for fangs now. You had the horns, you had the tails, and now you got the fangs.
I think you're reading too much into the situation.
Oh, no, that's not... Also, you were wearing like a turtleneck for a day or two, so seriously, what happened?
Nothing like that. Just he kind of looks and he kind of like sees that they're very separated from the group at this point, and he kind of just holds out his hand and kind of does like a little bit of blood magic just to kind of show her. It's just gaining new powers. That's it.
Just raises an eyebrow
So-
at that. Guess that explained
Something
why
like-
you looked a little bit anemic for a while.
Yes. A trade for a trade.
She just narrows her eyes a little bit. And just blinks for a moment, and then that kind of like steeled expression just clears right away. Okay, well, sounds fair enough, but just saying, what's Wisteria gonna think?
He just sees his die and he makes the horse go faster. Conversation.
As you ride the horse up a little quicker, you end up eventually riding next to Gwen, and as you do so, she kind of pulls her horse a little bit closer towards yours, and she says, "Sometimes very difficult things are necessary in order to be able to gain what is needed to save lives. Just be careful that you don't end up crossing lines that you never knew existed." And then she pulls her horse a little bit off to the left.
Nods at that. As he just keeps riding.
You guys follow Tirana and eventually catch back up to the rest of the caravan. There's a new horse.
Yes.
But
Huh.
Hey, where'd you come from? As we're looking at the horse. Kak, did you just create a horse out of mud? Wow.
That is very impressive.
Don't be ridiculous.
Was it made out of stone then?
That would be much more likely, but no, it's
Oh.
a horse. Some
Okay.
goblins, I do believe, came running past. I managed to make sure that they didn't do too much damage, and we got a horse.
Nice. High five. Puts her hand up real high because I have no idea how tall Kak is.
Cac's a few inches taller than Zarman.
mhm.
Extra
Please
tall.
your hate. Oh. Well,
Alright.
horse would you want?
You guys have a little bit of a track still ahead of you. You know that there's a secret path coming up that goes off the main road and will actually bring you to the city quicker, as you'll be able to go just through this canyon path rather than taking it all the way down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 days in order to be able to reach the destination. It'll instead just be 2, 4, 6 days.
Okay.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely secret path.
Yeah, considering recent events, we should probably head them off the cache.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alright,
So
and
you
then
gotta-
one of us would update Kellum through sending. I think maybe Rue, just be like, hey, so whatever, or I could do it just because I don't want to like use Brooklyn's spell slots and stuff, but she just mentioned to Kellum, we're gonna be coming over there soon. Weird things fell from the sky. If you saw any, just keep us updated. Wait, shit. She just realizes after this the spell just ends. Oh wait, you can't do that. Fuck.
Just the ability to give one quick response back, though, right?
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
give a response back, but she'd also follow up with the message.
I have no idea if no one would say it, but there would be one bit of an update about Killamstead,
Yeah.
which is that something did fall into one of the farms on the outskirts, and Grey Knights took something away from it. Was that a dragon egg?
Okay. Yeah, should nod as response, then being like, yeah, that was Grey Knights. Anything else you can? What? It's been a while.
Pretty much it. He doesn't know who the Grey Knights are. Can't update you much more on it. Doesn't
So
there's not a lot of information to give out other than that. Clicked a little bit there, anyways.
plus, you just realized, wait, I forgot how to talk to Killam. He's just so confused. I heard elevator music in the background. I don't even know what elevator music is, but that sounds something I would say. Anyways, look, and then she just looks over to the group. Killam just gave us an update. Dragon Egg did fall into a farmhouse. The Grey Knights quotation mark came in, but doesn't have any other information as to who they are. Just took it and no idea. I mean, at this point, me asking for directions would be meaningless because I have no idea where the headquarters are or what they did. They could fucking fly for all I know.
No, we could go to Monte La Cache, see if they're still around there.
But
It's the closest city to there, anyway.
shit.
Do we have any idea who Grey Knights are?
You could give me a history check.
I doubt Nina will, but
Anybody could.
I will give somebody
So-
advantage.
Would someone?
Yeah, I'll nerd
You have
nerd out with
on
you.
this already, so she could grant you expertise.
Yeah, I'll give you some shit. What?
Wow.
Nina. Jeez.
Zero idea.
Nina. Wow.
Come on.
Get that
And then,
She
expertise.
thinks you're saying the word granite right now.
And then it gets to be a
Expertise.
D6, so 25.
Oh, okay, cool. Then, yeah, I mean, it makes sense that you would know this. The Grey Knights are a very prolific mercenary company, actually. They're not a knightly order, and they just call themselves knights. They've been around for a very short period of time, about 50 years, right? 45, and the leader of it was was original founder was your mentor, Grayson. That's where they get the name from.
I had the feeling.
We have
Yeah, sounds like I had a feeling.
she just sighs and is like, so those are two things we have to talk to Grayson about. Number one, I have no idea if he knows who this groom fellow is. I don't want to be making assumptions. But number two, figure out where the Grey Knights are taking it, or who to who, or why. Yeah.
I'll definitely have time. Let's get the kills done for now. And to be honest, if the Great Knights are active, we might need their help deal with this hobgoblin threats. We might need an army to fight army, so to speak.
I mean, if they're a mercenary group, they're gonna ask for payment, though.
That the Grey Knights aren't really battlefield mercenaries. They're specifically hired to hunt monsters, usually very big ones.
Gotcha.
They're not individual monster hunters. They work in teams, so they do have squadrons. Like they do operate like a military unit of knights, but they don't fight other people. They fight monsters. They've never once been employed in any battle.
Gotcha. So they'll think about it for a little bit. And he's like, no, that doesn't do it. They're more of monster hunters. To be more precise.
Okay.
They won't really do much help in I guess you could say siege.
Though, knowing that that is one of their capabilities, that would be helpful in the future to
Very
at least be
much
in
so.
contact with. But nonetheless, it's either questions about why they're collecting it, or what they're going to do, or what they're going to ask in return for that. Like,
Many questions. We don't have answers to, so
alright,
definitely we'll find them later.
okay then. And then, yeah, whenever Craven wants to, like, whenever he's comfortable enough, probably resting like a day or two, we'll just politely ask if he wishes to discuss more.
Probably knocked out for a few days.
Yeah, so.
Malnourished and everything.
Yep, so whenever we probably had to stop him from eating for a bit, be like, no, you take time to digest. Oh, he's out. So yeah, whenever he does wake up, just politely ask. But other than that, adventure activities. Let's fucking go.
We're gonna take a break, and then we'll come back and start settling out those journey activities.
Mm-hmm.
7,000 quantity.
As soon as Chad said they're monster hunters, all I could think.
I will be happy.
Except for they would absolutely disagree with the idea of being one person going after a monster. They think that, you know, monsters are you have to work in squads with a group of people, all right? And that's how they train.
Socially intelligent witchers.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Who didn't have charisma.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
have, you'll see them. They're pretty much kind of like oversized adventuring companies, where they all have like a sense of like camaraderie with each other, and they're usually about 15 of them in a squadron. So you'll usually see them in like these like squads of 15 traveling around. So they make a presence in most of the like taverns that they end up going to. Like you can easily spot their corner. So yeah.
Oh man. 7,000 and growing. Fuck. Yeah. Although they'd have enough trouble fighting a war in two fronts, had the freaking underground secret war about to happen from the mountain here.
It's the goblins just, like they're everywhere, so
Yeah.
they're not usually like congregated or working together, but every once in a while somebody rallies them for one reason or another. What you're not looking for, because there have been two great goblin wars in the past, and they've all been huge spans of time between each of them, and each of them pretty much had somebody declare themselves the Goblin King and manage to unite people. It was different how they did it every time, all right? But it's usually been a true goblin that's done this, all right? So the idea that, a hobgoblin would declare themselves the Goblin King would be impossible for most people to consider, even goblins, right? But if they've
Unless
got
they
a
have
dragon,
Yeah.
then yeah.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
But what you're not looking to have happen is the third Great Goblin War suddenly
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck,
that's-
what the...
Hey man, that's how the world wars work, man. There's a bunch of wars kind of popping up all over the place at the same time. And
Yeah,
just
no.
blending into each other.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
I can start doing the math of dividing all the money gained between CAC and the Goblin Camp.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess Leaffish, he was the one who stopped the horsey.
Hell yeah. Get that horse. But
'Cause it's just to remember correctly, it's this mountain, right?
yes, somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
this one right here, the one with the little peak.
Look
Yeah,
how
it stands
central
out.
that is.
Yep.
Sorry, Zell's going disaster mode in his head. It's like another third Goblin War was the hit right now
It's just like,
in the
guys,
center of
listen.
Allville.
They might have
This is pretty much
7,000.
the only. This is pretty much the only region in Allville lacking a central power.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
right?
Until
And
us.
Core Bay kind of does its own thing, and it's so it doesn't really like flex any influence over the rest of this region. It just trades with the Coterie Coast, right? And that's where all of its influence comes from. So Gilded Gulf is just largely just a bunch of villages, right?
Yeah.
Large towns, and no central power kind of governing any of it.
Yeah, take over instantly, honestly. And
Mhm.
this whole region right here would be fucking. Oh, that's
Yeah.
where.
They
Yeah.
might
on
have
paperwork,
7,000
the
goblins, but
Gilded
we
Gulf.
have Kelly, guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on paperwork, the only thing in the Gilded Gulf that's even like brought up on like records is the fertile farmland in the center. So all this forest and river and mountain shit, like it's like not drawn up on anything, right? And this is all given to Marcellus. This is his family's land.
Yeah.
And you've seen what that looked like. It was literally just a windmill and a small, quaint
Mhm.
little farm in the middle of it. They're not trying to flip because they have no ambitions, right? That's why they've not like, the downfall of that is
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
is
they're
this
literally
Kilmstead? Which one?
Ah.
Yeah, is that Kilmstead or wait? I thought.
Yeah,
this
that's
is
what it
Kilmstead. Yeah,
Okay.
this is Kilmstead.
All right.
You guys will arrive at Kilmstead before Monte de Cache,
Alright.
so
So the one thing, knowing that Marcellus's family is nearby, she knows, Spy probably has protection on him, but she would try to update. Oh no, actually she wouldn't. She knows. Wait, Spy, dude. Fuck.
Yeah.
She would try to contact Demetrius actually to be like, if you ever do come across Marcellus, just tell him we got a little snafu. Goblin army is just kind of being created on the mountain peak near his house. Anyways, take care. Bye.
No big.
Yeah, no biggie.
yeah. Not even a week away, and it seems that you've already found something interesting to occupy your time with.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you. And it couldn't have fallen in any more capable hands. I'll pass on your message.
Alright. Just like thuds her head against like her food bowl or something. Yeah, Demetrius is gonna give the message to Marcellus, but he gave us a good old thumbs up. Very impressed that we managed to come across something like this in such short of time.
Tell like just like a look of like it's us, Sonic. I wouldn't expect less.
Honestly,
To be
I
honest.
think he was like probably think he would take us maybe like 2 more days. I thought it was going to take us like probably on the second day when we set out, but yeah.
I mean,
It was the second day.
it was like
She said, "Shit! God, I'm so confused and tired right now."
Your is just
I know.
blending things in.
I know she is. Just like I have no idea what's going on anymore. I thought it was the 3rd day.
I don't know if you saw the question, Chance.
Do we need to divide money with NPCs? I mean, if you would like to, they're not earning anything anywhere else. So, but they're like Gwen and Piranha and all of your companions got the same 5,000 gold thing.
Right,
other
okay.
than the ones that weren't a part of it yet. Naima and Fury. There we go. Sorry.
Okay. Valerie's like, wow, I got 5,000 gold and I didn't do anything? Sweet.
Oh, this is
Valerie
like,
didn't even notice.
This is just like
Yeah.
my weekly allowance. Oh my god.
No, her
That's my
weekly allowance
daily
is probably, like-
allowance, basically.
no, her weekly allowance is probably like 10,000. Like, let's be real, it's probably like 30,000 gold. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
Alright. Okay, sorry.
How much Valerie spends on
About
magic
10%
items.
about 10% of the Marvesi fucking fortune goes to Valerie's expenses, essentially.
Yeah,
That's like that's how they maintain it. But Valerie provides very valuable things to the Marvesi family's
Mhm.
enterprises.
Yeah, she's like the.
God.
Yeah, I know, right? But she's probably just looking at her bank accounts like, I can buy 2 mochas? I didn't budget for that, but sweet. What's a mocha?
Just
Just to.
Starbucks is so expensive.
I never. She's speaking in such strange slang. I don't even know what that Avalian dialect is.
Actual.
Astros.
Wow.
Oh. Grim.
Man.
Grim the Hobgoblin King. Grim the Goblin King. Where's Goblin Slayer when you need him?
Oh yeah, and you guys wanted to call Grayson, alright?
Probably.
Yeah.
We just call up Grandpa. Grandpa, we need help. Sniff, sniff.
Honestly, that's good. Hi, Brooke.
Hey,
Oh.
welcome.
Hey, you.
We're just on break right now, so it's a great time to come in.
Matt and in the Foundry chat, I had put divided money.
Look, as we throw 46 gold at you, you got this!
So, somebody want to give her an update on what's happened so far?
So far, after running to the goblins and Nina beat the goblin boss up, while making sure everything was going on within that side of the section, make sure the goblins were like, what we do now? Because the boss is down. They basically decided to just go separate ways and just leave, giving all the stuff they stolen to us, and just go on the merry way. And in the meantime, Cell snuck ahead into the main camp and found a new friend. You would say friend. That was it. Craven, who has the ability to see things in dreams, the spirit realm, and has told us that on a mountain not too far from us, there is a hobgoblin by the name of Grim who is trying to hatch a dragon egg to become the next Goblin King. And he has gathered over 7,000 forces so far in that mountain. And we have said we will help Craven get back his sister, who also has the same abilities. Because his sister's basically being his seer. Which means we have to go infiltrate or try to find a way to stop Grim from initiating a third Goblin War with a dragon.
You know, no biggie.
No
Well,
biggie.
His sister had mentioned that there's a different way to hatch it quicker. Grim is trying to hatch this dragon very fast.
Yeah.
And it's
So
usually
he's doing it on a natural way.
he's trying to seize power because most of the time Goblin Kings would actually be a goblin, not a hobgoblin. So he's like really wanting to impress everybody.
Yeah, so he's basically trying to become Which, you know, I don't know what happened. The other method to make a dragon grow faster. I don't like the sounds of it, honestly. That sounds like bad news. So, yeah. Right now we're going to Killamstead right now. Just to kind of catch up on everything and see what's happening.
We updated
The dragon
Killam-
egg in Killamstead
Yeah.
was picked up by the Grey Knights, which is Grayson founded that, kind of like a mercenary group. He founded it, and he doesn't work with it longer. But the Grey Knights picked it up and took it with them, and they are kind of like a monster hunter group, but more like squads. Yeah, basically the
Yeah,
namesake. And so. Yeah, so they took the dragon egg. Don't know what they do with it, but they have it, and they are like they're monster hunters, but they're not like single ones. They group up with like 15 squads, like 15-person squads. So they're kind of that way. But yeah, they took the dragon egg. So don't know if they're still there. We'll find out. And ask Grayson what they probably might be planning to do with it. Another news, that's pretty much it. You know, try to stop a third Goblin War from happening when there's already a world war going on right now. You know, just use your paradoxes things. Yes, this is another Saturday.
Yeah.
Just another Saturday.
Little girl heart
I
Milton
have
full price.
updated Gwen and Piranha sheet with the extra money. I don't know if you want me to go through all the NPCs and put the 5k that they got earlier into it.
Later.
Yeah, we do it later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just what we have so far.
Yep.
I think I got everything right.
Mm-hmm. And we are going to be starting back out with messaging Grayson and then doing journey activities on the road. So referencing once more the Adventurer's Guide. Forgot what page.
68 I think it was. No.
Matt and I just sent you a message of how much money Rue got. Did you?
420. No, that's not right.
No.
It's the Trial Treasure, not the
the,
Adventurer's Guide.
Yeah.
Craven,
Yep.
he's currently taking a nap and eating, so since he was, pretty malnourished, so we get to have a friendly conversation when he wakes up.
Yes, friendly. More like Hanu has been conversation.
Yeah,
I don't
Zale.
think he's friends.
Okay, well, you missed it. There was some tension going on between Zale and Craven. They were looking deeply within each other's eyes, and then trying to probe each other's minds. They went to third base really quick.
They're out of each other's minds.
I know, right? It's like, oh, you want to delve deeper? Okay, you gotta make
He
the
told him trespasser, and then got hella pissed at him after that. They went from being rescuer to someone who does dirty tricks. That's what he felt. That's what he said, at least.
Yeah.
I loved it.
And it's page 60 in Trials and Treasure, looking at journey activity.
Okay. Brooklyn, just put dirty italicized tricks.
Yes.
Dirty tricks.
No. So, whoa. It was really intense between these two.
Also, I just love the scene afterwards with Hanu on the horse.
What are you talking about? I'm getting the real gossip here.
That shit was so hilarious. I was waiting for when Hanu was gonna mention it because she has pretty good perception.
Mhm.
So I was like, when is she gonna mention this? She mentions it after this.
Yeah.
Well played.
I
Well
know,
played.
right? It's like, okay, so you have a lot going on in your mind. You're gonna slip up. Hey. What up?
So, tell them this conversation right ahead.
Uh-huh. Oh, there you go. It's like, you're acting a little bit weird. There's a lot that went on. What exactly happened?
I missed a whole conversation. I'm sorry, guys.
Not good.
It wasn't really a conversation. It
Oh,
was
okay.
people being people.
Yeah, we were recapping.
Hmm?
We were recapping.
All right. So messaging Grace.
What's the message him?
I thought you were.
Oh, me? Oh, are we gonna message him with the pendants or with sending?
I thought, yeah, of course.
Okay.
You don't have to.
Don't waste a spell slot.
All right. So
Yeah.
should it just be like pressing down on the pendant?
Anybody could be involved in this because
Yep.
of the pendants.
Would be like group call, but no, she'll just signal out to Grayson, see if he's available to talk. We have some information about King's Peak. I don't know if you're familiar with the area. Also, we also heard some stuff about your old troop, it seems like.
They do stay busy. I hope that they didn't cause you any trouble.
No, they have not. They seem to have picked up a dragon egg from one of our from Kilmstead, not too far from one of our forts. But the more concerning thing is dealing with a troop of approximately 7,000, being led by a hobgoblin named Grim. Don't know if you are aware of that name or what's going on. With somebody trying to, I guess, instigate a third goblin war?
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But that is somewhat concerning.
Yeah.
True. 7,000. And a hobgoblin.
Yeah.
That's... unheard of.
And a dragon egg.
Yeah, he's gonna try to seize power through a dragon egg. We have an informant who is currently seeking his sibling, who's kind of being held captive by Grim. So we're going up there for two different reasons, so any insight would be greatly appreciated.
Order backup.
Or backup.
I would be quite happy to lend you assistance in this. To be honest, King's Peak, while being not quite too close to my home, is still part of the countryside that I have come to love. I will join you in this if you will allow me to.
You hear as the Alvalian alchemist pipes in and reminds you that she would advise that you only have 2 of your companions out with you at any time. If you would like, you can have somebody else go.
I think for now, we'll keep what we have for now. When we get closer to King's Peak, we'll switch.
I mean, it also wouldn't be bad to bring Grayson into Montella Cafe and off chance that he can speak with the Grey
The Grey
Knights.
there? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense.
That's true. So who do you want to switch out then?
It's concerning a dragon egg and the Grey Knights. I think we might be able to go through this path pretty alright, if you don't mind, Tirana.
No, of course. Honestly, getting closer towards the cities, I have other things that I can preoccupy my time with.
Zarmer would nod.
If you would like, I could go on ahead and meet you in a further place. It helps if I can set in my roots.
Okay.
Put
Honestly, getting more information on how King's Peak is doing. Just kind
And of course,
set up
we
the
had
layout.
recently got a spare horse, so...
Yes, exactly. Man, honestly, given the keys picking any other layouts of what's going on there before we get there would be much appreciated. If there's any ways, alternative ways to get in there, will be much better.
No,
We'll start with
it's
this.
quieter when I'm alone. Quicker, too. I will be there when you arrive and tell you what I have learned. Good luck.
She rides away with 2 horses.
Yep.
She's just
You
like
might need it, man.
both legs on, like 1 foot on one, the other. So she's just that's what
Doing
I'm
split.
imagining.
Doing
Doing
it
the
Jean-Claude
splits.
Van Damme style.
Yes, she's the
Riding
elves are
off
that
the
extra. That's what I'm saying.
Right,
Oh my
no,
God.
even more extra, she has the bow drawn.
Yes.
Oh my god. So extra. Going the fucking King's Peak to fucking spy on an enemy army
Oh,
that's
fuck-
building up.
Yeah.
Extras as fuck, I love it. Alright.
Yeah. Sorry. So she's like, okay. And then, yes, exactly.
Alright.
She's just
We
doing
got the G's with us, guys. We got double G's. Let's go.
GG.
Gwen Grayson versus Grim.
Yeah.
This place is only big enough for 2 Gs.
GGG.
Sorry, it's GG, not GGG.
No.
So good. So good. Alright, so journey activities. As Grayson is materialized in front of you, he looks down at himself, kind of forming, and it's like, that is very strange indeed. But I suppose it is very useful.
It's just the quiet tail wag energy Hainu has as Grayson appears. Just waves at him.
I will go ahead and tell you that, while I appreciate the sentiment, it is very unlikely that you will find the Grey Knights in Monte de Cachet. We may not have an Arvalian alchemist underneath our employ, but at least when I was running things, it was standard to bring a shepherd, someone capable of magical travel.
Ooh.
If they would have spread word around Monte La Cache, we might have gotten a lead of where they could have gone.
Worth the effort. And maybe we'll get lucky.
Honestly, I think our best bet is to figure out if any large monster sightings are in the area, because that's probably the next place that they're going to.
You wouldn't happen to have a good tavern in Killamstead or Monte de Cachet.
I think
It would increase your
We
odds.
were actually working on one in Monte La Cache ourselves.
Well, then I'd say it would turn it from 15% to about 50-50.
nice. Also, we don't know what, Killam's been up to. He probably could have created a tavern. Billy could have ran it. Billy seems to be very business savvy, I'm just saying.
In any case, we should be ready for the road.
Gwen kind of gives like a slight chuckle at it, remembering Billy the goat, and then she rides on ahead with Grayson to be able to check the fronts of it. They discuss something for a moment, and then he falls down to cover the rear, and then that ends up being y'all's general path for the next several days. Most of you guys riding in the carriages, the horses being unsaddled and riding alongside you. Grayson and Gwen doing a lot of the protecting of the riding around on it, but swapping out every once in a while with Zarman and Zale. Anybody else that decides that they want to stretch their legs out of the wagon for a little bit.
Definitely
It,
Nina.
it,
Oh yeah.
it ends up being a fairly peaceful trip. You guys pass by a very familiar looking place, and end up setting camp just outside of it, as you see the statue of the Forgotten Saint and the waterfall pouring off from it. And you settle in for the night, we can start with whoever's the first wants to do their first journey activity. You can maybe do Zarman for like the breakfast or something of the next day.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
/ supper of that night that you're settling in.
Doing an insight check for the cooking utensils. In.
What? Sorry?
I rolled a 10.
Alrighty. That is, I believe... Nope, you would have needed a 12. Just barely missed.
Okay, so supplies being consumed as normal now. Doesn't reduce it by 2.
Gotcha. Gwen is gonna fast this night. She is capable of going up to her, forget which modifier, but one of them. I'll check real quick. Without needing to eat anything.
I believe it's charisma modifier, if I remember right. I'll double check that.
So, is this the first or second day in this region?
Without. In this region, this is your the end of the first day going into these mountains.
Okay.
And at the end of that first day of which you're at going into this, is where the waterfall has its branching on it.
Okay.
Just before you reach that path. You'll have another 4 days left in the trip before you'll reach Killamstead.
Okay. It's just more or less with the animals, I can only have this animal around for 2 days. So I'm like, oh no.
So actually,
yeah.
because it's a sleep long, but Zoe would actually go to where he found the flower before. The vine's favor.
Could Nina come?
Sure. You just kind of will see Zoe. He's not really being stealthy. You just see him kind of walk out the camp and start heading towards the waterfall where behind that cave was.
Because this is all new to Nina, so she's curious. Also, Nina would not eat very much.
Statue. I mean, it's about, I'd say, 60 feet tall. It is carved in the shape of a knight, a female knight, but they're wearing a helmet, and thus their features are unknown, and there's no sign or plaque of it. It has been known as the statue of the Forgotten Saint, and there's a waterfall that splits out from around it, and you can see that behind it there is a cave, inside of which grows these flowers, despite getting no sunlight in here. Just the faintest hint of it trickling through that curtain. And as it was a bit of a climb to be able to get up to it. There used to be a path that was a lot easier, but it's no problem for you guys. You've done it before, and you've climbed much greater mountains.
And Zarman would ask when. Oh, looks like some people are going to check out the flower garden up in there. You want to go check it out? Because I don't think you got to see it last time.
I would like to view it, yes. And Gwen
Zarman will go with her. So it looks like Rue, Nina, Zale, Zarman, Gwen.
Alright. You make your way inside, and as you're climbing up through it, it's still light inside of it. This bit of moonlight that kind of is beginning to form through the I'm sorry, not moonlight, sunlight, because it's still daytime as camp is being set up. down below you, all right? From this angle, the sun is beginning to disappear over the hills towards Mont de la Cachée. And as that light hits the angle against the statue at this point in time, it's one of the few times that light comes through this place. And as it does so, you see as all of those blooms of blue flowers that are there open up for a moment. And you know that these have a special magical quality to them, but also are useful for a particular shade of blue in paints. Gwen stares out across the flower fields and says that miraculous places like this are harder to find than you would expect.
Yeah.
But you can feel it, can't you? Something in the air. There's this moment where out of the grass around the flowers, torch bugs and little fireflies finally awaken. And the moment where the light had passed through and awakened all of those flowers finally ends as the sun finally sets down behind the mountains. And the torch bugs provide the only light. And she says, I would like to see it again in the morning before we leave. I think I'll do my training here. Would you care to join me?
Sure.
She gives a nod. But we should discern before we lose too much light. You would be surprised what brave warriors have befallen themselves because of a fall.
Always beware.
And
Nina's
she's-
gonna try and catch torch bugs.
All right. Heck yeah. Go ahead and make me a sleight of hand check.
Hell yeah.
You have
Good.
a jar filled with glowing torch bugs.
Hell yes.
I was just talking to Grayson about the cave, so yeah, that's where, these flowers are from. Apparently, it's how we figured out Pridwin is, like, old as shit. Because that, long story.
Yes. So, Pridwin,
Yeah.
after he lost his tongue, you would have thought that that would have changed something, right?
In what way?
Well, it seems to me that he hasn't really missed a beat.
Pridwin...
I think about the only thing that has surprised that man was you bringing his son back.
The thing about Pridwin is he's a man who's probably spent thousands, who knows how many thousands of years, carefully planning everything.
That old? Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, I know so. We found
Oh.
his journal, actually, and it's really dated.
Like how dated are we saying?
Points to the statue. He was around when that was first created.
The Forgotten Saint.
Yeah,
He would know who the Forgotten Saint is then, perhaps.
I don't think he wants to. They were close. So there's a reason why it's forgotten now.
Willingly forgotten.
For their own safety, forgotten, it seems.
You all certainly keep very interesting company.
Yeah. If you ever wanted to get to his good side, give him. Well, actually, no, I don't know why. But blue paint. Apparently, that was his favorite.
If I fall short on finding gifts during the holidays, I suppose I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I know it's a very long ways off, and a lot will happen until that time. But I've been meaning to invite all of you over to my place during the holidays. You should come.
Talking about this place? Points over to the map they gave us and right over there.
Yes.
Ah. Do you have like the biggest bonfire barbecues?
It's a very exclusive event.
Oh, okay.
But I do have a very large kitchen.
Oh, nice. Starts wagging her tail again. Am I gonna become an honorary Grey member?
No,
Okay.
hope not.
Okay. I look a lot better in blue, so it makes sense.
But if we're lucky, you might meet the new leader of the Grey Knights, if they deign to come over for the holidays as well.
Okay. Wait, what holiday are we talking about?
Winterfest, of course. The only one anybody ever really celebrates. Something to look forward to at the end of the year.
Oh, okay. It's just like blinks out. Wait, Matrotnet? In her mind? Alright. She just shrugs it. I will, I guess, tell the group about that.
Great. Who's next on journey activities?
Nina would like to befriend an animal.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's see that roll. What'd you get?
10.
A 10.
Yep. Just shy of it. You get pretty darn close to this adorable squirrel. But then all of a sudden, it just scatters away right before your hand touches it.
Squeaker squeak. Squeakums.
Blue paint. You have the ability to use painter's tools, right? Isn't that one of the toolkits? I forgot, but I think it is.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it was in 5e. I don't know if it was level up. It might still be. She can just make a tool set once per day, as long as it's under 10 gold.
So
I don't know how much gold.
And I think she has proficiency in that before.
Yeah,
she
because of
earned
the
it.
bard stuff, right?
I think she earned it the good old-fashioned way.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah. Then I suppose the check would be an intelligence check using your proficiency in that.
Thel would help. He's still up there.
She's also gonna message to Zale. Just make sure you don't do the whole holy water with the fortune's favor, because you know who's in the party right now who's gonna destroy holy water. Grumble, grumble, grumble.
She just rolled a nat 1.
You can roll again, I mean, your advantage. I'm helping you.
Yeah, she carefully reminds you, don't do the... If you're gonna do the holy water with the flower, don't, because... Or at least be 30 feet away from Cack.
What the
my
fuck?
God.
Wow.
Double that what?
No, it just comes out too pasty. Yeah.
Alright.
Also,
What the fuck?
Rue has been making like face paints for Nina, and she's just been wearing a different set of colors every day.
Just like glompy blue paint
Yeah,
on
she
me
doesn't
right
really
now.
wash off the previous days, so it's kind of getting messy at this point.
Yeah. Well,
So kind of he kind of chuckles a little bit and say,
Looks over at Nina. Here's some thick blue shit. I don't think Rue would say that in that exact word, but I just find that fucking funny.
that was hilarious.
Nina would probably initially go to eat it.
Oh my God.
It tastes like
Uh,
flowers.
So yeah, Zell would say, to her, it's like, sometimes it doesn't work. They're a little more complicated.
Oh
Oh.
Rue!
Oh, looks over and
no! Gently coddles her.
And Nina would like eat it no matter what it tasted like. It tastes lovely.
oh my God,
Nina also has tears in her eyes too.
Yeah,
reverse out.
of course, my little horned one. It is delicious.
Oh no. That's good. Please
So-
don't tell me she's about to try it.
And just to confirm, you said it tasted like ass, right?
Just flowers.
It tasted like flowers.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what flowers you've been smelling, but
It's a whole
Jesus.
vial.
Nina is going to eat that whole vial slowly over this trip.
Oh my God.
savor it.
Only when Rue is looking.
Zell just chuckles in the background as this is going on. As like he kind of like sits kind of in the back, kind of looking at everything. The one thing that didn't get taken from him because he always kept it on his person was that one case with the flower in it, where if you had holy water, it would do something. He always kept it on person.
She's
He just kind of has it like out, seeing kind of the back of the cave wall, kind of just looking at it.
This is when you hear Honey gently reminding you, if you want another one, don't go near a cat, because he's gonna destroy it.
Right.
Okay.
Zell kind of just sits there for a little bit. I'm trying to remember what did it do exactly, Sapphire?
I think it gave you like an extra roll of something. Fuck, it's been a while.
I thought I also did one other thing with like grind in a way. It is something unique in reroll as well.
I would have to.
I think it was mentioned that it was used fairly well with divination magic. I don't remember what specifically.
Okay, once picked, the flower can survive up to 7 days before it withers. Augury, and then 1d6. Wait a second.
Yeah, that's artery.
Okay.
Damn, I thought it was something else.
When
gonna
it
do something
does,
else.
well, I'm just looking at Griffin's saddlebag kind of thing. If there was something added onto it, which most, oh sweet, a reptile katana. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to look at that.
But yeah, it seems like Rue wants her downtime activity, or not downtime, her travel activity to be trying to make more die.
Gotcha.
Mhm. Damn, I thought it was something else. Zell knowing that would just kind of like look at it and kind of sigh, knowing it's just kind of artery, and kind of will get up. Oh, once kind of everybody leaves, he'll get up at one point, and I think he's gonna trance in this location. This location always gives him a feeling, so he's gonna plop down in a kind of a central location. This kind of just trance. See where this trance leads him at this point.
Ah,
Actually, yeah.
I'll leave you guys all here for a moment as Mashad joins me and whispers.
Woohoo.
I feel it.
I had a feeling.
I had a feeling.
Okay. Gosh, I was actually gonna try to, I'm gonna actually try to do a scrying thing, because just right now, she really, there isn't a, she knows, like, animals gonna probably, like, leave in the next day or two, so she can't handle that right now. It is so late in the day.
Oh no.
I know, it's like,
Oh no.
that fox left so quick.
Oh, also, Nina would definitely ask Hanu how to take care of the fireflies.
It's like, oh yeah, she'll tell me. I was like, well, just make sure you set them away. Put some holes in the jar, okay? A little bit of hole. Like that. That they can breathe. Yeah, give you some really basic. So these are your little fire bugs. Just like, I'm gonna make the joke that Pridwin just appears into his dream. It's like, why you touching my flower, boy? You're in my waifu's sanctuary?
We never gave him the impression that we connected the dots there. Though, you know, us showing him the fucked up thing of her spine being mounted on top of a mound of death.
Yep.
You know.
You know.
Usual.
Is that our Craven boy up there? Oh, well, okay. Here is the weird thing. I could cast Speak with Dead, and I don't need a body, so I could see if she's really dead or not, which is kind of fucking. I don't want to touch her. But I could speak with the spirit of this saint because I have that capability through my signs of faith.
And it would work just like Speak with Dead.
Yeah.
So you can just ask things like, "Are you and Pridwin a thing?" Or were you and Pridwin a thing? You know, and shit like that.
But she's like, I don't. The other thing why she's very hesitant to be like doing that to certain statues and stuff is like knowing that the shadow is here and the shadow will leave. So, now is not the time to speak to the statue. But also, I totally read your diary. Pridwin, I know everything. Well, actually, Nina read not Nina, Babette read everything. She just glanced through it. She's like, oh my. She read she read as much as she could on the early days because it was her and it was his diary and Marv Wolford's diary that she managed to figure things out. It's read enough. Oh, legend lore? That's fine. For me, Speak with Dead, I'm not doing that. It's just more or less, do you have the 500 gold worth of ivory, I think, is the components for that?
Yeah, there's a material component. That's
Yeah.
pretty brutal.
Unless there's something weird with bards that you're able to, like, if you have, like, a feature that does something like that. I don't know, with bards, they might. I got this one thing that I'm able to, but, oh, hey, Nina. God damn it.
You mean pistachio? I'll see myself out now.
There we go.
Yeah.
I don't have my tablet, so I couldn't do as good of a job as I wanted, but
That's fine. It worked.
Don't worry. It probably could have been something you spent starting money on. No, I don't know. If it were already well past the point where you could say you bought something early. Just
I mean,
double
with
check
the
for
amount that
chance,
we
mainly.
talk about doing legend lore, I feel like it could be, and Brooklyn hasn't been here for that. I feel like it could be a thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, just double check with chance, say if you can have could have bought some components of some things.
Mhm.
But of course, he's busy with the shot right now.
I feel like she would, because number one, we had Root cast Legend Lore on 2 objects before, so she would have most likely had some spell components of that prior to New Year's. Because Hani would have provided.
But I
the
don't
spell
know if
components.
she just didn't know if there was a material in 5e needed for it. But I don't know if it's a thing.
But yeah, no, she, like, I did state that time that Hani would have provided the spell components from when she casted it on the Coral Crown. I'm not too sure about when she did it on Zale's stuff.
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it is with me this week recently, but I'm starting to fucking fade again.
Oh no.
No.
It is like midnight.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to go to bed soon because I've got an interview tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I might actually head out right now. I'm having a hard time right now.
Okay.
If he asks, Zarma's just cooking. You could just click inside if he gives access to my sheet to somebody.
Okay.
Yeah, no worries.
Hopefully.
Go and get your rest.
Legend lore in this one is 250 gold of incense, 4 blank exquisitely bound books worth at least 50 gold each.
Does it consume the components? Because yeah, I was looking to see.
The incense is consumed. The books are not.
Okay. Yo, we got our books. Woo. What was it?
Which is much more feasible to find elsewhere.
Legend lore. Here, Legion lore. Because since we're like the 2 people who cast it, she would put some money forwards to help you out with that. Because I just thought it was still the ivory thing, so I'm like, okay. So let me look. So I do think I need some incense for some of my spell components anyways.
I don't think Nina and Rue are up there, are they? Still.
Left, you stayed behind to do this.
Yeah. So
She's eating paint.
I was considering having Nina stay up there, but she falls down the thing. She's fine.
I mean, if he's
Anyways, it is morning by the time you return, so
Okay.
Zale, you get
Yeah.
the entire experience there, and when you open your eyes, sweating and gasping, it is to see Zarman and Gwen arriving to do their early morning training.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
Still very quiet for a while, for a minute, as he's trying to process everything.
actually. Mike had to step out, but she would have known that you were chancing up there, and she would have poked her head in right after Zarman and Gwinnett showed up to be like, looking at you.
My dreams.
I don't think it was a dream.
Oh, of course not. You're an elf. Then did you see something in your trance?
He looks up to Gwen, and he kind of looks up, looks to Hanu, then looks to kind of Gwen. Trying to say this out loud. What happens when a constellation dies? When the light goes out?
Oh shit.
Do not worry. I don't believe that our constellations are going to go out anytime soon. Assuming you're being metaphorical.
Wait a second.
No.
She just looks at the statue and then looks down for a bit. Oh shit. Huh.
Not metaphorical. Literal. What happens when the constellation goes out?
Okay. Yeah, well, I guess,
I believe that might be a question for our resident seer,
yeah, so
Zarman. And she goes to training. But I do hope that whatever you're worrying about, we will find a solution for. And she goes to train, and you guys have your conversation as Gwen and Zarman spar in the background.
A few words just flash into my mind. I can't really think of what exactly those words are. But let's step back a little bit. Okay. Put our heads together. And then I guess religion check? She's going to enhance ability.
Check.
This.
You wouldn't need one. You know enough off of this about the constellations to know that stars are pretty much the divine domains of gods, and essentially they're pretty much like places, right? Whole worlds out there that are governed and the footholds of different deities. Essentially, stars that join a constellation are pretty much the different cities of that deity in their divine domain. If you were to watch an entire constellation go out, it would mean that that deity has probably been defeated and all of their cities destroyed.
Yeah, she'll mention this out loud to him under her breath. Did you see the Empress?
No, they're unfamiliar ones. I've never seen this one. There were 6. Now there's none. It was quick.
Wait, 6 constellations?
No, 6 stars and
6 stars?
one
6.
last constellation.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 stars and 1 last constellation. Sorry. 6 stars and 1 last constellation. All. And then nothing but darkness. As I know who it was. It was him.
Who?
The beast. Was there. My most certain belief he was the one who set them out. And if what you tell me is true, then he's getting more and more powerful.
Do you think this happened in the past, or it's gonna happen now?
He recognized me.
That means absolutely nothing when it comes to time travel.
I know. I don't know. I went beyond our
Yeah, an Arcana check.
yeah.
Give you guidance. Seeing you racking your brain.
$31. Natural 20.
You have read things that somewhat match this description of what you think you saw there, though some of it was very different than what you had seen before. You had never experienced anything about constellations that were moving. You saw some of them like appearing to move through the cosmos. As well, the way you got to it was different, but you traveled through essentially the phlogiston and were going through some sort of path, like a current that took you through it. You'd never heard of anything like that before, even in any of your studies. Nothing about currents that connect things. But you do know that what you traveled through beyond that was was known as the phlogiston. What some people call the astral sea. It is inside of the astral sea that a lot of mages draw much of their arcane power, especially for conjuration. And people who create pocket dimensions are essentially creating miniature portals to this astral sea that they can access. You seem to have traveled through a different kind of portal, and but beyond that, all the rest of that is fairly new to you. You've never read anything about it.
Here's the thing, Zale. The beast is tied to you, so both of you could have witnessed something, or you could have witnessed something the beast did. But I need you...
That from your perspective and your knowledge on this, what it would have looked like is that you went from one place to a completely different place.
Yeah.
So past or future or present, it is somewhere else other than here that you just witnessed.
So,
Somewhere beyond the astral sea.
yeah.
You've never heard of things beyond the astral sea before, so that's a new one to you. You know about other planes of existence, but those aren't really the same thing, at least as far as you know. Maybe they are now.
Yeah, so it's like mine is like slow at the moment, having literally, and he's kind of just says, when he repeats all that, he kind of says, I don't know. The only person who might know is Predator. You might get some kind of confusion. You're right. I am connected to them. To whatever your base is.
She's gonna slowly reach out, place her hand on the shoulder that you have the gauntlet on. I need you to think really hard in the next steps that you see forwards. 2 out of 7. You better watch out what you're doing to yourself, because it could lead to something else.
Yeah. No. Whatever he's doing, it's past, present, or future.
I
It's not good.
don't think you understand, Zale. 2 out of 7.
He looks at you at this point. Maybe 2 out of 7.
Next time, when I'm having a moment, listen really carefully to hear if you to see if you hear something. I'm not actually sorry. This is not a threat. This is just be very wary because this is written out. Just that one piercing look that she gave you when when we were talking about Naima for a moment, and then in a blink it vanishes.
And nods his head at that. And he kind of just and shakes his head. I don't know what to call that place I went through. I think for the time being, I'm just gonna call it the Abyss. Is that all it was? And he will get up at that point and walk out the cave.
Behind you, Zarman and Gwen continue out there training, and there's already breakfast down below. You can smell it. The rest of the camp is still already up and running and packing things and getting ready for the rest of the trip. And the tents have all been unpacked and put in wagons. And you guys eventually all get in and up on your mounts and look back at the statue beyond you. And as you begin to ride out, it's about an hour or so later when the sun is starting to rise up, that you realize that there's about to be an eclipse today. Odd. And it's about halfway through the day when it finally happens, and you look up overhead as the moon and the sun cross paths, and for a moment this shadow casts itself across your wagons as you ride towards Killenstead. And that is where we will pick up next week.
Alright, well, it's like, I was gonna see if I could do some praying activities to see if I could reach out to Takarua. Hey, goddamn!
We're still gonna we'll wrap up everybody else's journey activities along the rest of the path.
I'm just saying, as eclipse today, okay, I'm gonna pray. Gotcha!
Yeah.
I must pray!
Yep.
Was
Yeah.
number one, was that forecasted? Knowing that like some of us are pretty in tune with, you know, celestial events, was that forecast or just spontaneous because somebody tapped into the astral sea? Okay.
You could give a religion check.
Oh boy, yeah, I'll enhance ability that. Is this a prophecy?
No.
Okay. Alright. Oh wait, I got
Actually,
astronomy.
yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I forgot. Yes, it is.
I got
And
two
astronomy.
things. I
You
got
get two of them.
Whew.
Get two of those.
I got nature and I got nature for astronomy and religion for prophecy. So I have enhanced ability.
Yeah, go either one.
Yeah.
I will help.
Your choice, you'll get a different bit of information depending on which one you do, but you can only do one of them.
Yeah, shit.
I think the religion might be the key.
I was like, do I go with God Dad or do I go with God Mom? Oh no.
Right?
I don't know.
Big decision.
But either way, Neth both of the God Moms on this as well. Shit. She already had something in terms of the oh shit. She already had some prophecy stuff in mind. She just wants to double check to see, I guess, if this was natural in a way. So maybe nature astronomy.
Yeah, go for it.
Because she.
Oh, she does have the astrolabe thing. I forgot about that. Rue does. Rue has the astrolabe thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Well, does if we want to go into this, do you want to take the nature route and then I take the prophecy route, Rue? You want to combine our minds together? You take one flank, I take the other. Okay, so I'll upcast it. I don't.
Legend Lars. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, you have a +1 to. Do you have a +1 to? Oh wait, no, you don't. You don't have nature proficiency then. Okay, I gotcha. All right.
The astrolabe thing. I don't remember. So.
Oh, bar thing.
Okay. Anyways.
Oh yeah, your proficiency in something. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So.
One for that. Yeah. So you would probably put in nature, and then.
Yeah.
Do astrology.
Yeah. So.
It'll skip, yeah.
I think during her times from the her whole.
Oh, you got the one. You're talking about the one that you got. Yes, from the Tea Master.
Yeah. Man, that's long ago, man. Fuck.
Yeah.
That's Catman.
Okay.
Okay. So, the astrolabe, I would say in this regard, would equal actually an automatic success when determining the fact that this was not a natural occurrence.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There was not.
All right.
The moons are not anywhere near there right now.
Okay. So I'm gonna go do the prophecy then. Oh boy. All right. So I guess if you're giving me help, I guess I get another expertise die to it because I'm giving myself advantage with.
Yep.
My spell. So then I get 1d6. And I rolled a +3 for my for my Oracle's Insight, so I'll add that to it, so it's a 28.
8.
I was declaring that before I rolled, so.
And we can throw a sporadic genius +5 bonus on
I'm
that.
so smart, guys!
33.
I'm so fucking smart right now.
Which we probably need to beat DC.
Yeah.
it's a little bit of a confounding thing here. Because as a seer, if an angel had sounded their trumpet, you would know. But the idea that a third of the stars were made dark, one of the moons, and a third of the sun, and here is something that's not supposed to be in the sky, that is the size of a moon, it seems, blocking out the sun. And it only passes by for just a moment, because you thought it was the moon when you saw it passing ahead. You knew it was coming, but it wasn't until it got brought up from the astrolabe that, wait, the moons aren't there right now. And as it passes into that moment, you realize that the moons are like way off to the side over here, right? They're nowhere near it. And you're fairly certain that this is possibly one of the conditions that precipitates or has to do with the fourth trumpet.
Okay. She just like slowly calls up Takaroa. Okay, that wasn't you. Gotcha. Boop.
I would also say with that check that it would ring something about what Zale just mentioned about stars being consumed in another place somewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Oh, so I just witnessed that shit. Great.
But no trumpet, and you are comforted to know that while that's not the moon, and the moons aren't there, they're still there, it seems. One of them is probably hidden behind the other one. You know, it's supposed to be based off the astrolabe, so you can't confirm necessarily whether all three of the moons are there, but that's not wholly unusual, all right?
So
it'll be a little while before that rogue moon pops out from between them.
here's the thing that she would think about later is, given what she felt in Anohea's place, that she was a Poalymon and she was very connected for some reason to, seems to be the High Priestess. She wasn't there when Gwen mentioned that there's something in the air, but could she see that if he actually witnessed the ends of if he witnessed the apocalypse of another place?
Probably, based off the idea that everything was dark and there were no stars in the sky, then it would imply that all the gods were dead. And if all the gods were dead there, then nothing else is probably living there either. And so it's a surprise that there's necessarily other places necessarily out there, but also not necessarily, right? I mean, there are other places. It's just somewhere else in a different way. You know, not a different frequency, not another dimension, not another time. It's just an expansive amount of distance. And that's it. And a sea of fire, evidently, known as the Astral Sea.
Okay. Alright.
No, basically, this went Interstellar went through a black hole and saw some shit.
She was just like, yeah, there's a lot of people up there. I'm fine. There's just nothing weird's gonna happen. Zale, what are you doing? Zale, whoa. But nah, it's fitting that it's augury. You're in the sea of augury flowers.
Right.
I decided to trance. I'm like, okay.
It is the thing also too, where like, I wonder now why Pridman likes these flowers and likes to paint with these flowers. I wonder what he used them actually for.
Time to go into the painting dimension.
Oh, you mean the portrait that Victor had?
Right.
Nina's just sitting there like, I don't see what the big deal is. They're just gods.
Well, just tiny specks and stars. It's fine, yes.
You have to be more humble than that. Please. I mean, at least don't invite destruction on us unnecessarily. I do not want to get smited, Grayson says. Gwen says, no, she is correct. There is nothing to fear about gods.
Nina nods like, yes, correct.
Well, Hanu flexes. Well, right now, I have the divine wrath right here in my arms. You guys better fucking fear me.
Nina just picks you up by the scruff of your neck.
She's trying really hard to be intimidating, so she's gonna, like, kind of flex and get some divine authority.
Oh, there's a cat on the
That's
bench.
why we have no need to be afraid of them.
Huh?
Because right now, they're on our side.
She's just, yeah! She intimidates with a 9. Yeah, you guys better fear me.
Nina sees the intimidation attempt.
Yeah. Next week, you guys will be wrapping up exploration stuff and then arriving in Killamstead.
So was that the little, that wasn't the encounter. There was something else we could have
That was a random encounter.
Oh, dude. Nice. Got it.
Yeah, I was just like, the dice always tell the best story, guys.
Alright.
Wow, that is way too thematical. Fucking dice.
Wow.
In this Saturday game, man, dice are something else.
Well, because the thing is that my original plan off of it was that if you chose to trance inside of the garden, that you would actually, and there was actually other ways for that same thing to happen with different people. It just didn't end up being yours. That ended up being the one. And it would have taken people to different places. But with going to see where the beast was, right, was one of the main ones, right? And specifically, it was the beast has been out gallivanting around, as you said, gaining power, and then catches your scent and follows you back, right? And because they like the chase and you ran, right? And that's it. Like, that's all it took, right? There's literally no other reason. Like, they would have probably continued going on eating other stars, right? If you just stood there and gotten consumed and eaten by them. Everybody else would have like come back and like, yeah. But they, yeah, you ran and he pursued because that's the beast, you know. And but my original intent for how they were gonna be marked, making their way back in, was gonna be something about their like the dark impressions of their footsteps, right? And the soundtrack choice that I had picked for it, right? In the garden, like crushing the flowers, right? And then just seeing like the water just parting around this massive form that you can neither touch nor interact with, but it seems to be able to interact with things, right? And then it was just going to like turn into smoke and just dissipate into the fucking sky, into the clouds, right? And you're gonna be like, oh fuck, man. With him saying more of the general stuff he said last time, beast stuff, like, you know, like, I prefer to have my prey run, that type of shit, you know, and so he's like, I'm gonna give you a bit of a head start, and I'll find a suitable meat sack in which to make this interesting. But instead, I rolled the random encounter to be an eclipse, and so I was like, well, that works too, because he is big enough to block out the sun when he's in his shadowy darkness form. He was big enough to eat stars, so let's keep that in mind.
Yeah.
That's why he was watching, was as you know those those cosmic clouds that go through space, right? And they're all
Yeah.
multicolored. Essentially, he was like that, right, in scope and size, but shaped like a massive fucking wolf, right? And
Okay.
and just glowing all red, right, inside of it instead of anything else.
I'm gonna... Wait a second.